much better accommodation, since I was trying to save souls. St. Peter said to him, well, Rev, it's all about outcomes. When you were preaching, your congregation was sleeping. However, when the taxi driver was driving, his passengers were praying. I hope I do not inflict a state of slumber on you, since I am well aware of the fact that I am not the major act of the evening. Consequently, it is in my best interest to speak up and shut up. You see, I see my Trinidad peeps down there and my Jamaican posse over here ready to soak up. So, Comma is going to speak up and shut up. I note with keen interest that one of your organization's goals is to promote the development of leadership for both youth and adults. While the topic of leadership in a Caribbean context can take considerable time for a thorough treatment of issues, I wish only to focus on the thesis that leading effectively is less about mastering situations or tasks, or even mastering social skill sets, than about a genuine interest and talent for fostering positive feelings in the people whose cooperation and support you need. I espouse the notion, that we cannot teach leadership, but we have to provide an enabling environment for leadership competencies to thrive and be nurtured. And that's almost an oxymoron for me to say that, since I'm with the Capel School of Business, and one of the things we try to do is to teach. But as I said, it could take a long time to explain it. Further, people who see themselves as leaders also need to sharpen their ability to understand and manage people, boys and girls, men and women, to act wisely in human relations. Or as we say today, there's social intelligence. So I want to talk a little bit about social intelligence. There's a range of social intelligence competencies which leaders and aspiring leaders need to refine and demonstrate as they experience the developmental sojourn. Some of the competencies of social intelligence include presence, your external image and confidence; clarity, your ability to express yourself clearly using language effectively while persuading with ideas; awareness, your ability to understand social contexts that influence behavior; authenticity, the way of behavior which gives others a perception of your honesty; and empathy, your ability to create a sense of connection with others that encourages them to work with you and not against you. Why am I saying this to you, Toastmasters? Well, from my own journey, as I pursued my leadership trajectory, I have found that my accomplishments had only begun to be recognized and rewarded when I began to allow my social intelligence to flourish. Leadership studies have indicated that those who may have been hired or selected for positions for manifesting competencies such as self-discipline, drive, art, craft, and intellect, in many cases have been rotated out because they did not have social intelligence. So my charge is that in organizations, especially such as yours, you need to ensure that members develop and cultivate the skills and competencies of social intelligence. In the Caribbean, we oftentimes get lost in the very casual approaches and our overly familiar encounters, which are not refined and artful and will not necessarily give us the recognition or opportunity for further encounters because we are confusing socializing with social intelligence. The latter requires that we accentuate our purpose. To achieve effective leadership skills, you must undertake the arduous task of changing your behavior. Of course, this requires developing a personal vision of self and then undergoing a thorough diagnostic assessment of yourself to determine what is required to achieve the social intelligence needed to give you the greatest payoff. I do not believe that I have optimized my social intelligence. but every day I am working at it, since I have a responsibility as a leader to lead from the front and not be pushed in multi-directions in an aimless manner. Developing these skills is also important in what we impart to our children and the young people in our societies. And I know the Toastmasters help to cultivate and develop young leaders. The legacy that you leave and that I leave must be one which enables our communities to develop the capacity to stand head and shoulders with citizens from other countries and not feel ill at ease or be made spectacles of because they are inadequate in social intelligence. I'll tell you a little joke. A little boy was waiting for his mother to come out of the grocery store. And as he waited, he was approached by a man who asked, "Son, can you tell me where the post office is?" The little boy replied, "Sure."